Welcome to SurePass, where we share for you to learn and succeed. In this video, we will be discussing disregard of rank, sex, age, or dwelling as one of the aggravating circumstances. Disregard of rank, sex, age, or dwelling. It is an aggravating circumstance wherein the crime committed by the offender involves insult or shows disregard for the respect due to the offended party because of his rank, age, or sex, or if it was committed in the dwelling of the offended party, provided the latter has not provoked it. Itong aggravating circumstance na ito, nabanggit ito sa paragraph 3, Article 14 of the Revised Penal Code. Itong part na ito, 4 na aggravating circumstance ang tinutukoy. First, disregard of rank. Second, disregard of age. Third, disregard of sex. And lastly, dwelling. Bakit ito considered aggravating or ano ang basis? The basis of the aggravating circumstance of disregard of rank, age, or dwelling is the greater perversity of the offender as shown by the personal circumstances of the offended party and the place of the commission of the crime. Nakikita kasi natin yung pagiging masama ng isang tao dahil wala siyang pake kung sino man ang naging biktima niya. Mas bata man ito, mas matanda, o mas nakakataas, o hindi pagrespeto sa tirahan ng biktima. Let us discuss the first one, disregard of the respect due to the victim on account of his rank. Ano nga ba itong rank na ito? The term rank should be given its plain, ordinary meaning, and as such refers to a high social position or standing as a grade in the armed forces, or to a graded official standing or social position or station, or to the order or place in which said officers are placed in the army and navy in relation to others, or to the designation or title of distinction conferred upon an officer in order to fix his relative position in reference to other officers in matters of privileges, precedence, and sometimes of command, or by which to determine his pay and emoluments, as in the case of army staff officers, or to a grade or official standing, relative position in civil or social life, or in any scale of comparison, status, grade, including its grade, status, or scale of comparison within a position. Take note, there must be showing that the offender deliberately intended to insult the rank of the victim. So basically, kung hindi niya alam na mas mataas ang rank ng victim, hindi mag-a-apply itong aggravating circumstance na ito. Dapat sinadya ng accused yung pag-iinsulto o pagdi-disregard doon sa rank ng victim. Example, when there is a difference in rank or social condition. A teacher where the offender is a pupil, although a teacher is now considered a person in authority. A judge where the offender is a private citizen. A general of the Philippine Army where the offender is a private citizen. A chief of police, a superior of the accused who was a chief of division of the police. A ranking official of the Civil Service Commission where the offender is a clerk thereat. A consul who was killed by a chancellor in the consulate who is a subordinate. Let us discuss the second one. Disregard of the respect due to the victim on account of his age. Age refers to the old age or tender age of the victim. Like isa kang 25 years old male, ang victim mo po ay matanda or bata at hindi mo binigyan ng konsiderasyon yung pagiging matanda o bata ng biktima. Example, in the case of People versus Tilos, the Supreme Court appreciated the aggravating circumstance of disregard of the respect due to the victim on account of age, considering that the victim was 60 years old, sickly, and debilitated, while the accused was nearly 20 years younger and physically stronger. Now let us discuss the third one. Disregard of the respect due to the victim on account of her sex. This refers to the female sex, not the male sex. There must be evidence that in the commission of the crime, the accused deliberately intended to offend or insult the age or sex of the offended party. Absent any proof that appellant attacked the victim with the intention to add insult to her, there is no basis for reckoning the said aggravating circumstance. Hindi po porket babae po yung victim or matanda or bata yung victim, i-consider na po itong mga aggravating circumstance na ito. Dapat mapatunayan na ang akusado ay intensyon niyang insultuin o hamakin ang kasarian o edad ng biktima. Kailan hindi applicable itong aggravating circumstances na ito? Disregard of sex. The aggravating circumstance is not to be considered when the condition of being a woman is indispensable in the commission of the crime. Thus, in rape, abduction, or seduction, sex is not aggravating. Sex is already inherent here. Itong tatlong aggravating circumstances na ito, disregard of rank, age, at sex, kailan applicable? The aggravating circumstances of insult or disregard to victim's age, rank, or sex may be taken into account only in crimes against persons or honor, such as the crime of libel, not in crimes against property. So kung ang crime ay robbery, theft, arson, or iba pang crimes against property, itong mga aggravating circumstance na ito ay hindi applicable. Dapat sa crimes against person or honor like homicide, physical injuries, and libel. Now let us discuss the fourth one, dwelling. Dwelling is considered aggravating if the crime was committed by the accused in the home of the offended party and if the latter had not provoked the former. A dwelling must be a building or structure exclusively used for rest and comfort. Ito yung tinitirhan na bahay ng biktima, kung saan siya natutulog at nagpapahinga. The word dwelling includes every dependency of the house that forms an integral part thereof, and therefore it includes the staircase of the house and much more its terrace, and the enclosure under the house. Other example, balcony, patio, basement, veranda. Itong mga dependencies literally ay yung mga nakakonect mismo sa bahay o kung saan ka nakatira. Pag dyan ka po sinaktan o pinatay, makukonsider aggravating circumstance yung dwelling. When the crime was committed in a store which was about 15 meters away from the complainant's house, it is obvious that the store cannot be considered a dwelling or even a dependency of complainant's home. Thus, the aggravating circumstance of dwelling cannot be appreciated. Sino dapat ang may-ari sa bahay o dwelling para makonsider itong aggravating circumstance? It is not necessary under the law that the victim owns the place where he lives or dwells, be he a lessee, a boarder, or a bed spacer. The place is his home, the sanctity of which the law seeks to protect and uphold. Regardless po kung sino ang may-ari, as long as you considered it as your home or kung saan ka nagpapahinga o natutulog, pwede pa rin mag-apply yung dwelling. So, pwedeng renter ka sa isang place at may iba pa ka pang bahay. So, kahit renter ka doon at doon ka sinaktan o pinatay, makukonsider pa rin yung dwelling as an aggravating circumstance. When is dwelling appreciated as aggravating circumstance? The aggravating circumstance of dwelling need not be deliberately and purposely intended by an accused for it to be appreciated. Hindi requirement na pinili ng akusado na sa bahay talaga ng biktima nasaktan siya or patayin siya. Pwedeng afterthought lang or on-the-spot decision. Unlike dun sa disregard of rank, age, or sex, dapat deliberate yung pag-disregard o pag-insult. Dito sa dwelling, hindi kailangang deliberate na sa bahay talaga siya pinatay or sinaktan. The aggravating circumstance of dwelling also attended the commission of the crime even if the victim was killed outside his residence. Example, habang nagpapahinga ang biktima sa kanyang tahanan, sa pilitang pinilit ng akusado at ng kanyang mga kasamahan na palabasin siya mula sa kanyang bahay. Pagkalabas niya, ilang sandali lamang ang lumipas ay binaril siya hanggang siya ay mamatay. Kinuha siya sa bahay at pinatay sa labas. Appreciated pa rin ang dwelling as aggravating circumstance. It is not necessary that the accused should have actually entered the dwelling of the victim to commit the offense. It is enough that the victim was attacked inside his own house, although the assailant may have devised means to perpetuate the assault. Example nito, pag ang gamit sa pagpatay ay baril, pwedeng nasa labas ang bumaril pero yung victim nasa loob ng bahay niya. Kailan naman hindi aggravating ang dwelling? Dwelling is not aggravating in the following cases. When both offender and offended party are occupants of the same house. When the robbery is committed by the use of force upon things, dwelling is not aggravating because it is inherent in the crime of trespass to dwelling, as it is inherent or included by law in defining the crime. When the owner of the dwelling gave sufficient and immediate provocation. Dito sa pang-4, dapat walang provocation or pag-udyok galing sa biktima o owner ng bahay. Dapat hindi hinamon o hindi dapat nagbigay ng maling dahilan ang victim para pasukin siya sa bahay niya. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to share it and to subscribe.